goes down, he's throwing up a base at his front door, his natural expansion, but that just puts him so far behind, losing his first Nexus, while at the same time, Nada has been able to get his expansion up. Here comes another dropship for Nada. It's been here for a little bit, and there's 2 more tanks being dropped on that ledge. Nada taking advantage of all of the little parts of this map, taking advantage of the ridges and everything that he can, destroying more probes here. He's got a great position. Finally, a shuttle has been produced for Nal Ra, and he'll be able to clean this up, dropping a couple Dragoons here on the cliff, so he'll be able to pick off these tanks. Tanks trying to do as much damage as they can, able to get a Dragoon, which is a good job by that by the tanks to get a Dragoon kill. Definitely, that is definitely good for him, more than you might have expected from a lesser player. But Nal Ra has fended this off finally. He did take that Nexus down, which is so bad for Nal Ra. That puts him in such a disadvantageous situation here. Yes, he does have 2 gas, which is helps him a little bit against the fact that not only has 1 gas, but Nada, if he wants, you could probably expand pretty easily. That observer catching the dropship as it comes out for Nada, so Nal Ra should be able to respond in kind if he was paying attention. If you saw this, the Dragoons are out in the middle, maybe gonna try and pick off this dropship, but they should have stayed where they are. They actually could have picked it off if they had stayed where they are. They actually still might be able to pick it off. Here they go. They're gonna Nada sees it and was able to pull back. He's gonna get that dropship out of the way. He's gonna be able to save it. It looks like dropping the vultures here as well, just to be harassive and just try and make sure that dropship stays alive. And now Nal Ra pulling his probes off the line, maybe going to try and block off at the ramp there. No, he's just going to try and pull them back and just try and save a couple more there. And he does manage to do so. He's only lost, I think, two probes to that little bit of a vulture rest. And now Nada building a command center in his base, going to flip that down into his natural expansion once it is completed. 3 factories up for Nada, only one with a machine shop here, and Nal Ra getting a good eyeful with his observer, and at the same time throwing down that expansion at the base that was previously taken out, throwing down a robotic support base. So we might be going for some late Reavers here. I don't know how effective these Reavers will be this late. I think Templar tech might be a little bit better, especially if to get the Citadel of Vadun and get the speed upgrade, because he's going to need the speed upgrade to deal with all these tanks. There are a lot of tanks coming in, and a dropship coming down on the right side of the map. I'm going to see where pylon was placed for Nal Ra, and Nal Ra is going to be able to respond in kind and catch these vultures. I don't think those vultures are going to be able to do too much. They'll be able to pick off a couple probes maybe, but that's not really what they wanted to do. Pick off 1 probe maybe and playing a couple vulture mines, but not really able to do much. Only 1 vulture left, and it's going over to that third. I guess this is now the 3rd base. It should have been the 2nd, but now it is the 3rd base. Gonna pick off a probe here, but a single Dragoon can easily take care of that, and that vulture's not gonna be able to do too much. A couple mines there that Nal Ra will have to be careful with, and if he's careless, he might lose some units. But he should be okay with this. And Nal Ra, we're seeing his first-person view, and we'll get to see how fast his APM is. Maybe a little less than some of the other pro gamers, throwing up a forge here, but still certainly respectable enough. He's still certainly very much in this game, even though he did lose that Nexus. He certainly is not out of it. He's just gonna might have to struggle a little bit with countering the first Terran push, and now he is seeing that. He is seeing the vultures coming out, so he does know that the Terran push is coming out now. But he doesn't have a lot of zealots. That is a problem for him. He's gonna need some more zealots in order to counter all the siege tanks. There are a lot of siege tanks, and Nal Ra throwing up a bunch of more gateways here as well. I think you should maybe even think about throwing up a 4th base, because Nada certainly has 4 bases going now, building his 4th base, and there's a bunch of goo at the inside 6 o'clock position. I think that those are vultures. Yeah, those are all vultures laying down some mines. And those vultures are going to try and get into the main of Nal Ra. We'll see whether after they're successful, or if he can get a couple Dragoons on that ridge. But here comes Nal Ra. Nal Ra with that great Scarab. That Reaver got 1 great Scarab off. If he had gotten a 2nd one, you should have seen a lot of tanks go down. Tried so hard here. And here comes Nal Ra going into the secondary of Nada, able to do a good amount of damage. But vultures coming here, picking off a lot of probes of Nal Ra's as well. And just too many siege tanks for a pure Dragoon force. You just can't do that. He needs some zealots to suck up the damage. But he lost a lot of probes, and he is continuously losing probes here. Still losing probes here. Now it is 3rd base as well. Those vultures doing so much damage. Nada just doing a great job with his vulture harass. Part of how he did get his name, the Tornado Terran, which is great vulture play, able to just send vultures out here and there and do damage everywhere as much as he can all the time, just harassing multiple bases at the same time. And we do see the 4th command center is up for Nada. So he is up right now, 4 bases to 3, and he is a Terran player. Although he is only on 1 gas, importantly enough, that is very, very important that he is only on 1 gas, whereas Nal Ra has been on 2 gas for a little while here. So we might be able to get some more tech tech-heavy units out, while Nal Ra is unable to do, or while Nada is not able to get out as many siege tanks. But I really think Nal Ra needs to try and get a Citadel Vadun and get some more Zealots out. It does look like more Vultures are coming into Nal Ra's base here. Again, gonna pick off some more probes. Picked off 2 probes there, 3 probes. Maybe gonna be able to pick off some Zealots here, placing some mines. Just being generally very obnoxious and annoying and harassing Nal Ra to the utmost. Mines all over his base on the right side. On the right side, that is going to be painful for him to he's just going to have to bring another observer back, killing another probe here. Those Vultures are just doing a fantastic job. This is just very annoying for Nal Ra to deal with. Now Vultures coming out, trying to take down these Dragoons with mines. See how good Nal Ra is microing. Nal Ra doing a pretty good job of microing here, but Nada is able to get so many mines down and kills off 2 or 3 Dragoons. Yeah, killed off 2 Dragoons. But those the last 2 Dragoons are certainly going to do a good bit of damage to all of these Vultures. There is a shuttle there. I'm not sure what's in the shuttle. It's just sort of chillaxing, hanging out there, not doing too much. And now the observer finally comes home, and these Vultures and the mines will all get cleared out. And Nal Ra still, I really think that he needs to get another base out. I think he's got enough forces that he can repulse any regular attack from Nada. He's able to keep the Vulture numbers low, and with 1 gas, the tank numbers just have not been there. And he should be able to go put up a 4th base if he wishes, maybe, and try and get a 3rd gas, maybe at the bottom left expansion. Nada is watching that with a couple Vultures, but I think that would be very advantageous for Nal Ra to try and get a 3rd gas and try and get an advantage that way. And now Nada is finally mining off of that 4th base, throwing a couple turrets that are going to try and repulse any sort of dropship and make it more difficult for Nal Ra to harass that base. Of course, Nal Ra can still drop units on the other side of the mineral line and do plenty of damage. But still, that those observers are going to go down. That observer going to go down? No, that observer just barely stays alive. But still, that is going to be very annoying for or harder for Nal Ra to make drops on that position. And now Nada coming out with a dropship down the right side, and at the same time Nal Ra is moving right out into the middle with a few Zealots and a lot of Dragoons. Gonna try and push again maybe at the natural expansion of Nada. And Nal Ra actually also dropping a Reaver there at the 4th base of Nada, forcing all of the SCVs to pull back, and Nada's just gonna have to waste some time here. He is sending out that Wraith. That Wraith might actually be able to pick off that dropship. He needs to be very careful. Nal Ra does. He's going to get this tank pretty easily. And more Vultures have come into the base of Nal Ra and placing mines, picking off a couple of these Zealots here. And Nal Ra unable to actually finish off that tank. That tank did look like it might survive, and I assume that Wraith maybe picked off the dropship. I'm not sure. That Wraith is picking up the Reaver there. And here come a couple Vultures back into the 3rd again for of Nal Ra again, but this time there is a photon cannon there, so that will be able to defend the probes, and that should end the harassment there. And yeah, that Reaver is finally going to go down to a Wraith. That's crazy that a Wraith actually took down a Reaver. And Nal Ra is throwing down a base at the natural expansion of the 9 o'clock position. That is the other start position that wasn't being used. And a Stargate and Templar Archives is going up at the same time, so this is going to be for, I gotta think, Arbiters and High Templar. He's going to try and get a tech advantage. He's going to throw up his 3rd gas and try and go for Arbiters. But Nada is throwing up a 5th base as well in the top left position. That will give him his 3rd gas now as well. And he'll be able to tech up to science facility and get a side vessels out pretty easily here. And Nada is aware of this base at the 9 o'clock position. He has some does have some Vultures there. There are a couple cannons also warping in and in position, so those Vultures won't be able to do too much harassment on their own. But certainly, if they can take the top position there, Nada can drop a couple tanks or something and at the main of the 9 and easily be able to tank that base into oblivion.